Hi, I'm Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles. Thank you for joining me today. And in this video, I'm going to show you a roundup of all the sewing I got up to in June. Now, there are some things here that you haven't seen in my regular vlogs, you know. Sometimes I make some pieces and I dedicate a whole vlog to them. And others are sometimes just too easy to show, or multiples, you know. So I'll have them all here and I'll just quickly go through them. I started off the month by making this really nice long duster made out of crepe, and I made it with this pre-pleated fabric at the back there. Now if you saw that, you know I made this out of pants, these weird pants I found in the markets in Bolivia, used clothes. And because the pants were had 2 layers, I had a lot of fabric to work with. So this was how I started my month. I really loved making this. This is super long and it's got all the features I like, and I worked on this pattern during the month of May. So yeah, it was easier to make, although I did make quite a lot of adjustments, and it's got like extra seams and things, you know. But this was really nice to make, and I think it fits well and it'll go over anything I want to wear, like anything. So it's black because I wanted it to go with everything, you know. I made a black Blackwood cardigan, no pun intended, you know. So yeah, this is very nice. I've worn it already a load of times. It's made out of a stretch velvet with ribbed details. Now, I don't know if it's coming across shinier than it is because of the lighting, but I made it with the opaque side going down. So if you turn it around, it looks even shinier the other way. So I tried doing this in under an hour. I even filmed myself, but there's lots of things that went against me, but I still made it in under an hour and a half, which is still quite fast. I have already cut out a navy blue one. It's already ready for me to sew, but I just haven't gotten the time to make it, but I'm really keen. And then I'm planning quite a significant hack on this because I like how the body fits, the sleeves, everything. I just want to do something different up here with the front bit. So my pattern test that I did for each to stitch, lovely 2 camis, got them upside, there they are. So this was my first version, the muslin or toile version out of this silk with little ruffles on the back and on the seams, very nice. And this is made out of viscose, and I played around with the placement of the print. Had a lot of fun doing that. And this one, this crossover, I finished with bias tape all the way around there. It looks very nice. I love these two. Such a small amount of fabric, great stash busters, you know. And then we get into the more difficult part of my month. I did plan to make a few blazers. I wanted to try out Simplicity 1467, I believe, which is a pattern that has like a skirt, a pants, and a top, and the blazer, but I was mostly interested in the blazer. So I'll put line drawings here of all the stuff I'm showing you. This is how my toile turned out, because it turned out so well. I mean, it's super wearable. I have loads of this fabric left. This is vintage Ralph Lauren home decor style fabric, but it's got the weight of medium weight denim, so I treated it like I was working with denim. Super easy to work with. I really love the fit of this. I have perfected the pattern for this, so it's going to be really easy for me to whip up another one in another fabric. Okay, so then you saw my Decades of Style 3's a Charm blazer that I made. Now this is a wearable toile as well, but it turned out super nice and super wearable. I love this, and I went through the extra process of lining it. And I'm gonna tell you there's 2 reasons why I decided to line it. I wasn't planning to line it. This was just gonna be like a fit toile sort of thing. But once I made it up and I saw that it fit so nicely, and I noticed, I don't know, I was debating. And then my overlocker broke. You know, I told you a few weeks ago I had problems with it. So I could not go through the process of zigzagging everything inside. It wasn't gonna look that nice. And I just really hate zigzagging now because it's like there's no going back after you've had an overlock. The way everything finishes so neatly inside. So I decided to line it because it's fully lined. It's not overlocked or zigzagged inside, you know. Neither the lining or the main fabric. So I love this. I love the fit. I made some adjustments. I really like it. It's really nice. So then I'm going to show you the one that was still unfinished when I did this vlog. And it's the version made out of blue denim. Now this denim is stretch denim. So when I made it exactly like I made this, so this is made out of a woven, there were some fitting issues that weren't there with the woven. Now the main one was at the back. I'm going to show you. So the original pattern has a dart there on the shoulder and then a dart down here. But what I did, because I had excess fabric here on my back, and I had some like weird like excess fabric here on my back arm side, so I just took in some excess. So there you can see that's where the dart ends. I just united that dart with that dart and took some excess from there. If you can see, there's a stitch line. So from the right side of my garment, there is a seam line from the very top that goes down to the very bottom. If you can see it there you can see. So that is the way I managed to pinch out a tiny bit of excess from the back there on both sides. Basically it was very minimal, but because I'm like perfectionist about the way things fit on my back, I look and I'm like, oh, there's this thing, and you know, I just wanted it very nice. So I took out 1 centimeter of width there and another there. So basically there's 2 centimeters of excess fabric there that I took out by doing that little adjustment, and it turned out really nicely. Otherwise, everything's the same, you know, nothing different. I did not line this. I did the insides there with blue bias tape and here as well. See, it's all there, but the back it doesn't have bias tape, just the front facings, you know. So I hand hemmed this as well, hand hemmed the sleeves. I did lengthen them a tad, like 2 centimeters, because I think these are like borderline short on me. I mean, I have long arms, but I didn't account for that on that wearable 12. So this was the easy fix to do here. So I love this. I did not interface these facings, because it's denim and it's quite like sturdy as such. You don't need to make it stiff on yourself like I did it with this, because this was like a really thin fabric. This has a humongous brown, dark brown wooden button. I thought it was gonna look nice with that, so I put that button there. So I love this. I really like it. I can see myself wearing these loads. I like the fit around here. The sleeves were very easy to put in, like the easing in of the sleeve, you know, was very easy to do. Much easier than the Simplicity 1467. But I mean, when you have a lot of fabric to ease in there, I think the fit looks nice. Like you have that like space and it's much more comfortable. So yeah, I'm all for these types of difficult sleeves as well. But this is fine, you know. And this blazer, because it's stretched denim, is so comfortable. Like I can just put it on and feel like I'm wearing some sort of sportswear, but I'm not, you know. So I really like this, and because you haven't seen this before, I'll show you some pictures. Now moving forward, I hope this video does not turn out long. You all saw I made my version of the Jessica dress from MimiG, but only using the bodice. So whenever I see a dress pattern out there, what attracts me about it is the bodice and the shape of the neckline, and I think I managed to keep that intact. Although I didn't do the buttons, that's a small adjustment, and I made the straps slightly wider. it was originally my plan to do something totally different with the skirt, and that was the whole point of my experience making this dress. So yeah, I made that skirt. This vlog just came out recently, so if you haven't seen that, you can see how I did all this little pleated design here on the side that looks very nice. So if you're expecting the full-on Jessica dress with a big skirt, that's not what I'm providing, you know. And I don't think I'll ever, let me put it out there, I don't think you'll ever see me in a full gathered long skirt. I'm not gonna do that. I don't feel comfortable in a big skirt. I just don't feel comfortable. I like how this turned out, and it was my intention to make a totally different skirt because that's part of the fun of sewing for me. So before I'm in the vlog of this one, I did talk about wearable toile, but I didn't show it because I didn't want my video to be mega long, you know. So this is my wearable toile. It's made out of a stretch cotton from Joann's. I got this in the fabric markets in Bolivia on the street. And I don't know if you can see here, I had to use part of the selvage here for the straps. It says Joann there, sort of. But I made this dress out of scraps. I had scraps of this fabric, long pieces, you know. So with this I perfected the bodice. And I just made a simple skirt, just a simple pencil skirt. And I did that detail there on the back. So little gathering there on the back. Now this is unlined. It's all overlocked and everything in there, but it's totally unlined. And it doesn't need to be because it's a thick, sturdy stretch cotton, you know, it doesn't need to be lined. Now I had a moment where I lost a bit of my intelligence. And look, I did put a zipper there. Look at this. It's got a zipper at the back. But then I went on and put a whole facing there. I didn't think, and I did it really fast, and I was basically pinning it on. I'm like, oh no. I had to make a facing that had, like, you know, but because it's out of scraps and I can wiggle myself in without having to use a zipper, I just left it, and no one's gonna ever know. So this is totally wearable. This is a much more like informal style, and I have taken some pictures for you to see as well. Then we're almost at the end. I have my two knit tops that I color blocked and had a lot of fun making. I finished my month with these two, and it was a perfect way to wind down my month from having like played with more difficult things. And I used these stripy contrasting things there, and this other business going on with just one cold shoulder, you know. I'm happy I got to use these light colored print fabrics because otherwise I wouldn't make myself a whole garment out of this, you know, but combining it with black or with the black and stripy one was a good way for me to use up these. This is the Dartmouth top from Cashmerette Patterns. I made a straight size 14, and this is Butterick 5215, which is just a basic t-shirt pattern. I mean, you couldn't use any basic top pattern like for knits and just hack your way through and color block. And you haven't seen the thing I'm wearing. This is another Dartmouth top by Cashmerette, and I also color blocked because the main fabric is like way in your face. Like, look at this business. It's got all sorts of weird prints going on. I did the contrasting band in black, and I did the black sleeves. Now I cut the long sleeves, and it's like almost 3/4 length on me. It's like, I don't know if I have long arms. But on this other Dartmouth top as well, the arms were a tad short. Yeah, but oh well, I just like scrunched them up anyway. And I'll show you, although this is the exact same size 14, the fit is not so fitted like the other one. And it's because the jersey knit is a bit more like, it's thinner, and it's more stretchier than this other one. That's why the other one looks a bit more fitted. But yeah, I love this. I really do like it a lot. It's totally me. And I'll finish this video by saying goodbye. I hope you had a fun month sewing as well. My month was covered in like things that happened to me, but made it through. And suddenly having things to sew and projects to focus on made it like easier for me. I'll leave you with some pictures of this top, and that's all. Have fun sewing. Bye.